Hi, I'm Mr. Adams. I'm going to show you a few things about the violin. So when you first get your violin, you'll notice a few things in the case. First of all, you'll notice the instrument, which looks like this. I'll go over more about this in just a second. You'll notice also a bow, which looks like this, like a long stick with a string on it. You should have a shoulder rest, which looks like this. Yours may be a different color on the bottom. It doesn't matter. They all work the same way. You'll see something like this that'll be in a white box or maybe a cardboard box. This is called rosin. You'll need this, so set that aside. And lastly, you may also have this, a music stand. This one is a long fold-up version, so it folds up really small. This is a pretty good beginner music stand, so you might also have one of these in your beginning packet. Now, really quickly, I just want to show you a couple things about the violin, just so you have an idea what it is you're looking at. All string instruments work pretty much the same way. So they all have the same parts. At the top, we have the headstock area. We also call it this area right here the scroll, because it looks like a scroll, like a piece of paper rolled up. These are the tuning pegs. We call this the peg box, where the tuning pegs go into. These are the tuning pegs. The long skinny part is the neck. The black part on the front is the fingerboard, not a fretboard like a guitar, but a fingerboard. Obviously, these are the strings that go down this way on the fingerboard. You have the shoulders up here, just like on your body, you have a neck and then shoulders. Same thing on the instrument, neck, shoulders. We have the sides, or we also call these the bouts, B-O-U-T-S, bouts. We have the belly in the front, the back in the back, just like on your body. On the end, we have an end pin. Around the end pin, we have a little bracket that holds on the chin rest right here. This is called the tailpiece. Inside the tailpiece of the violin, there are 4 little pegs called fine tuners, and they do kind of the similar job as these tuners. Now, right now, when you first start, you don't want to mess with the big tuners or the fine tuners. You leave all those alone. We'll fix all those kind of in class as we go along. These right here are called the F holes because they're shaped like cursive Fs, and that's what lets the sound get out. So when you play the instrument, the air inside of here vibrates and the sound comes out of the holes, kind of like the big hole on a guitar. And then lastly, you also have this wooden part right here that kind of looks like Swiss cheese, or yours might have like a little heart in the middle of it. That's called the bridge, and that's what that holds the strings up off the fingerboard so they can make sound, they can vibrate. Okay? There are several different ways you can play a violin or any string instrument. Violins go up on your shoulder like this. That's why the shoulder rest and chin rest are important. They go up here like this. You play on your left side with your left hand on the neck, even if you're left-handed. If you're left-handed, you don't switch it to this side. Everybody does it the same way. So everybody uses their left hand on the fingers down here because your right hand has a very important job. Your right hand, eventually, not at first in class, but eventually your right hand will hold the bow. Okay? I'll show you a bow hold for right now. This is what a violin and viola bow hold looks like. You could even bring your fingers up a little more if you wanted to. We're not going to use bows at first in class, but I want you to see what it looks like in case you see it anywhere else in your book on the first few pages. But you have first finger, second finger, third finger, pinky, your fourth finger, and your thumb is down here underneath. And it sits right here. Zoom in so you can see it. There's a little notch right here that's next to this hole. Your thumb sits right there. Okay, and your fingers just kind of rest on top. You don't have to have it all the way down on the metal part, which is called the screw. You don't have to worry about that. Just nice and comfortably, your middle finger and your thumb should be pretty much across from each other. Okay? On the bow, a couple of things that are important to know. The wooden part that looks like a stick is called a stick. It's called stick. This is the tip of the bow down here, the part that's furthest away from your hand. This is the bow hair. You don't want to touch this with your fingers because the oil from your hands can get on it and tear it up. This little box down here, little wooden part, is called the frog. I don't know why, but that's what they call it. They call it the frog. And like I said, this part is called the screw. Now, you don't want to turn this right now. We'll eventually adjust things on the bow and on the instrument in class, but right now at the beginning, don't turn anything. Just leave the instrument how it is. Now, if you play this with a bow, and again, we're not going to do this yet, but I want you to hear it so you can hear what it sounds like. If you play this with a bow, it sounds like this. Okay, so the violin is the smallest instrument, has the highest notes. There's another way you can play it too, instead of using the bow. And this is the way we're going to do it in class, at least for the first little while. You're holding your left hand. You're going to put your left hand right here on the shoulder of the instrument. So you're holding it like this. You don't have to worry about putting it down here or anything like that. Hold it right here so it's nice and solid. And you're going to use your finger, your first finger, put it on the string. Take your thumb, I'll come close so you can see. Take your thumb, put it right on the corner of the fingerboard right here. So it's not underneath of it, not under the strings. It's not like that or anything weird. Right on the corner of it, on the opposite corner. Reach across with your finger and you're going to pluck the string. You're just going to pull it toward another string. Don't pull it up. You're going to pull it toward the next string. So let you see it this way. You'll notice my finger rest on that string, right? So I'm not pulling up away from the fingerboard, I'm pushing straight across. Okay? And you can do the same kind of thing with this with your fingers. So that's a little bit about the violin, the highest pitched string instrument. I'm going to do a few more videos about the viola, cellos, and bass if you want to click on those links elsewhere in my classroom and find those. If you have any questions, find my email address, email me there at samuel.adams2@montgomery.kyschools.us. I'll be glad to help you out any way I can. See you later.